Hello, Kate.
G'day, Carter. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's good. Look, thank you very much for your time, and you're a very brave man to tackle this.
Well, I'm an Aussie, and I'm proud to be an Australian. I came from the days when Australia was for Australians.
Well, let's hope those days come back, and I think the farmers have had enough. I think the slogan should be every farmer needs a farm. Not every family needs a farmer, because there's a lot of deaths out here in rural Australia.
I mentioned that there were people that unfortunately couldn't take any more, had been dealt some fatal blows and then took their own lives, and that to me is well, I can't say what I would like to say, but there's a reason for all that.
That's right. Look, these legislations are devastating. There's another one that needs to be touched on, which is called the wilderness nominations. The directive came down from Bob Carr back in 1987 to bring in this legislation. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be told about it as a landholder. Your property is just nominated for a wilderness assessment, and that has to go through. But part of that is...
sorry, can I stop you there, Kate? Sorry, who nominates our land for this?
Well, get a load of this, Carter. I can nominate your back property. I can nominate a little block in town for the price of a 45-cent stamp.
How do you do that?
I write into the Wilderness Society or the National Parks, and I say, I think that property, Carter's property, looks like it's got wilderness credentials on the back of it. And you might say, but I mow my lawn. And I say, but I think it could be the habitat of a five-toed skink in there. And that's all it takes.
You're kidding me.
Nope, check it out.
Okay, so what do they use? Do they use that as evidence that this is correct or something, your letter?
No. What they have to do under the legislation is they have to come out, National Parks has to come out and assess your property.
Of course, they'd have to justify their existence from them sitting on their bums doing nothing.
That's correct, and the National Parks Association is not to be confused with the National Parks and Wildlife Service. They're two infiltrated together.
Yeah.
But getting back to...
But hang on, sorry, just stay with me for a second, please, I'm sorry. National Parks and Wildlife, they're the ones that won't let us backburn or burn off before the fire season comes.
They're the ones who choose to ignore their rural fire brigades, who say, look, you've got a huge fire load in the national parks and we need to put in fire breaks and that. Yes, they're the ones.
So what they do is wait for it to happen naturally or unnaturally or however it happens, and then they kill all the animals anyway.
And the people. They kill the people and the animals. And we've had enough.